Okay, I will wait for y'all to crash the party. I'm ready to party. Nico, doing about as good as your Uncle Ryan and your Uncle Kevin. What's good, boy? What's good? That's right. That's right. Facts is facts. Mr. Ray Smith, what is going on, good sir? All's good in the hood. All's good in the hood. Wait for a few more of y'all to show up because I got some ish I want to talk about. Yeah, I saw that, Nico. Some people are good on some things, okay, and I'll say this: even though she's doing a fantastic job so far on Monica Rambeau Photon, you gotta look at her body of work previously. Before this, she did Ms. Marvel and Ironheart. Product placement. Mr. Smith, I hope that you enjoyed your born day, sir. I hope you got everything you wanted and a little bit more. Say you would have just tapped Coates and asked him to come fix everything and bring in Priest. Well, I ain't 100 that Mr. Coates could come in and fix anything because his run on Black Panther was kind of meh until the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. So, yeah, I don't know if I want Mr. Coates coming in to fix anything. See, just go to show you. Brian Hill talking about when he do what he do, and maybe he was just talking about that one run, that one issue of Unconquered. You know what I'm saying? Because the way it sounded when he was talking to Theo was like he was getting ready to take over on Black Panther, but it does not appear that way. And if we're on issue 13 of Black Panther in January, that means we'll have issue 15 of Black Panther by March. And we aren't going to get the Eve Ewing run on Black Panther until June. What's up, Kamoyo Kid? So there's going to be a lapse. We get 15 issues, cut that volume 2. See what I'm saying? This is the same crap that they have been doing with T'Challa for decades. Period. I could give you a timeline. I don't even have to reference the books or reference anything, I can tell you because I know it by heart. Because I waited for years with bated breath for another Black Panther comic book, and it never came until like a long time later. Easy fix. Storm and T'Challa were in bed, and he wakes up and realizes that it was all a bad dream. I get that, okay, but given Miss Ewing's current and previous experience, is she gonna be the one? You know what I'm saying? I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking Eve Ewing is better than John Ridley. Hell, anybody's better than John Ridley. But I guess I'm experience. You know what I mean? Her experience. Her experience is with Ironheart and Ms. Marvel. 2 books with characters when she got to them wasn't nothing. And there's somebody now, but is that because of her writing or is that because of the exposure of those 2 characters? Ms. Marvel and Ms. Marvel and Ironheart are everywhere in everybody's books. So I don't think it's so much her that made them popular as it was their exposure. And this is what I mean with T'Challa. Once you start getting them exposed good, canceled. Out of sight, out of mind, right? Let's go all the way back. Let's do a timeline. 1972, Jungle Action. The first issue of Jungle Action with T'Challa in it was a reprinted story from Avengers number 62. First appearance of the Man-Ape. Then issue 6 through 24 of Jungle Action were Black Panther stories. Panther's Rage, as a matter of fact. Jungle Action ended with issue 24. Okay? And then they segued from there into Marvel Premiere. And Black Panther appeared. It was finishing up a story in Jungle Action, and Black Panther appeared in issues 51, 52, and 53 of Marvel Premiere. We didn't see Black Panther again until I'm sorry, I misspoke. At the Jungle Action, we got Jack Kirby's run on Black Panther. And that Black Panther comic book ran for 15 issues. Then we got the run in Marvel Premiere. There you go. Finishing up a story that was started in Jungle Action. 51, 52, 53. Then we didn't see T'Challa again in a regular comic book. And that was like, what, 1979? We didn't see T'Challa again in a regular comic book until 1988. 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. 9 years. No regular monthly Black Panther comic book. No Black Panther limited series. Then we got a 4-issue limited series. Then after that, we got Panther's Prey in 89. Another 4-issue limited series. Then we did not see T'Challa again. Well, take that back. Panther's Quest was in Marvel Comics Presents, and that was like a compilation comic book that had like really short stories, 4 or 5 page stories in it. And Black Panther's Quest ran through that comic book for about a year, and that was it. We didn't see Black Panther again until the Christopher Priest run. What up, Ronnie? What up, Ashura? How you doing? We just doing a timeline on T'Challa because we were talking about Eve Ewing coming to the book now. All right. Christopher Priest. That run ran for about 65, 70 issues or so. That was 98 to like 2003. Then 2004, because Christopher Priest's run was so seminal, like, we got to keep this Black Panther thing going. Oh, hey, black guys know how to write Black Panther comic books. Hey, let's get another black guy to write a Black Panther comic book. You got Reginald Hutland. Reginald Hutland did Black Panther from 2004 to about 2008. Then we had the little Shuri runs, Claws, Do More Power, all of that. Okay, and so by this point, Black Panther's kind of cooking with steam. We don't get as many breaks or as long of breaks between comics, okay? Because right after Reginald Hutland's run, we got Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. But Ta-Nehisi Coates didn't start doing Black Panther until the 2010s. You know, sure, that sounds like what everybody's saying. That's what Ray Smith said. That T'Challa wakes up from a nightmare next to Storm, and that entire John Ridley run was a nightmare. That would be great. Theo, someone asked me when you and I were doing a live again. So I guess our lives are lively. So get at me, dog, if you want to do another live. Anywho, though, I say that to say this. Here we go. John Ridley run ends at issue 15. Issue 15 should come out, what, February, March at the latest. Then we aren't getting the Ewing run on Black Panther till June. So that's a couple of months. We ain't gonna have no T'Challa comics. You're right, Kamoyo Kid. They always limit T'Challa in comics. Why? Why do they cut Black Panther's runs? Theo talked about it yesterday in his live. 210 issues. However, those 210 issues are non-consecutive. I count at least 7 breaks in T'Challa's run. Kamoyo Kid, I would love to write a Black Panther comic book, but I do not want to be beholden to a disingenuous company like what Disney has made Marvel's cinematic branch into. You know what I mean? And then hire these bum ass writers to write his story, and they just go off the rails. I would much rather do a Deathstroke Deadpool thing and make my own character, and just to piss them off that is so obvious that this character was gleaned from the Black Panther, but it's not Black Pantherish. But it is. Marvel and DC been doing that for years. How much easier do you think it would be for somebody else to do that? You know what I'm saying? Marvel and DC turn ripping each other off to a science. So, you know, what we got going on in the comments here? I just read the article of Eve Ewing taking over for Ridley. Well, she ain't even taking over for Ridley. When Ridley's last issue is over, there's going to be a break between Black Panther runs. Because if it ends with issue 15, we on 13 now. It's January. 14, 15. That's March at the latest. So April, May. We're going to have 2 months without a black. I mean, that's not a lot of time, but why can't you just get right back into it? Why can't you dive in and do the Black Panther comic book? Just pick up right because they're not going to issue 16. From what I read, Eve Ewing's first issue is going to be issue 1 of another volume. Do we need another volume of Black Panther? There's like what, 6, 7 volumes of Black Panther now? Damn. Stop restarting the book. If you don't have a really good reason to restart a book, because what I know, when a book gets canceled, it's because it's not selling well. So it would not shock me one teeny tiny little bit that John Ridley's run on Black Panther didn't sell well. But Black Panther as a character, why does that warrant the canceling of that volume? If Spider-Man has a crappy run for about 15 issues, do they go, we just gonna cancel the whole Spider-Man comic book and start over? Because those runs, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I want John Ridley's run to be dead, gone, and forgotten, never to be spoken of again, unless you're just talking about the cool Alex Ross covers. But there's no reason to restart that book. At least in my opinion, anyway. There's no good reason to restart that book. Why does the Black Panther need another volume? That volume, well, it's not doing fine, but it's there. Why don't you give Ms. Ewing the opportunity to breathe some life into that mug? Don't want to give her the credit because she's a girl? When I had my first conversation, this is Theo talking, y'all. When I had my first conversation with Will Moss, who edits Black Panther, and I found out where the John Ridley run is going to end, I had to laugh. No spoilers, but the status quo is going to be. The status quo is going to be what? What? More than a little disrupted. 2 months without a Black Panther comic book, yeah, that's more than a status quo disruption. That's a whole entire cancellation. She laughed at his ending. Let me go quote her real quick. Oh, that's her saying that. Oh, okay. I'm tracking now. Okay, now here's the thing, Theo. Eve Ewing. She's doing a great. Wow. Ding. Eve Ewing doing a great job on Monica Rambeau Photon. I am actually enjoying. That's a variant cover. That's the original cover. That if y'all watch my video, that is an homage to Avengers number 279. Okay, same characters on the cover, similar costumes. Now she's banging it out with Photon, but like I was saying earlier before you came on, her previous experience is Ironheart and Ms. Marvel. Ironheart and Ms. Marvel. And like I was saying, Ironheart and Ms. Marvel, I don't think are popular or household names because of Eve Ewing. I think they are household names because they are overly exposed. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm whistling Dixie. So if the popularity of the characters are not because of her writing. Is she gonna be able to respectfully write T'Challa? If she does what she did in Monica Rambeau Photon with her run on Black Panther, it'll be great. If she's respectful of previous source material, if she's respectful of canon, if she's respectful of how that character has been depicted in past iterations, she'll do just fine. But if she tries to do some John Ridley BS, I ain't even gonna bother collecting it if I get a hint that it's gonna be crap ass like what John Ridley did. I won't even fool with the book no more. And that's coming from somebody been deep with T'Challa since like 73, 75. All right. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? What's that? More than a little bit of blah blah. The momentum of BP gets stopped in order to divert it to prop up other comics like Avengers and whoever they think needs T'Challa's shine. Or Kamoyo Kid, it's just some people write T'Challa a little more respectfully than others. Some people think T'Challa, he's the king, he's the emperor of the most advanced civilization on the planet. He's a king, he's a genius. Write him like a king, write him like a genius. Don't write him like some watered down punk who's getting his ass whooped every other issue. Don't know what that is. That was 15 issues. We waiting for you to come off and like, okay, wrap this up in a nice bow, Ridley. What? He's kicked out of the Avengers. What? He's not the damn king no more. What? He got hands put on him by Captain America. What? He got hands put on him in the previous issue. What? He got hands put on him in the previous issue. What? He got hands put on him by Sam Wilson. What? Damn! Send my daughter down there to beat up on T'Challa the way y'all making him look. Okay. She's saying, if I'm reading this right, the ending of his run made her laugh. Shit. The middle of his run made me laugh, Theo. He's a joke. He don't need to be on nobody's comics no more. But I've always believed that the fun of writing these characters is not completely ignoring or undoing what your predecessor did, nor is it simply continuing with their storyline. I agree to an extent. Yeah, I agree. But if so, I guess the question becomes, should you write a character that you care about, or should you write about a character that you care about improving? Okay. I'll wait for that. Hey, Grand Madam. Hi. How are you? Marvel wouldn't hire Derail and Mr. Theo because they were elevate the character of T'Challa until a better story than any other. You damn Skippy, Ronnie. Okay, here's the three things. For me, Ronnie, here's the three things right here. He's a genius. He's a master combatant. And he is an emperor. Those three things would never be separated from him. They would never be taken from him. Okay? We can do whatever else we want to do to T'Challa, but we ain't taking those three things away. Oh, and Aurora. Him and Aurora would definitely be together if I was writing a Black Panther book. Matter of fact, that'd be one of the first things I do. Aurora show up in Wakanda, be like, "I'm sorry, baby, can we get back together?" "Oh yes, Aurora, will you marry me?" Boom, the second greatest wedding of the century. You know what I'm saying? They are better together than they are apart. And then we could see some X-Men stories with T'Challa, and then we could see some Black Panther stories with Storm. Not them fighting, not him lying to her, not them make him look like a basic Negro. You know what I mean? I could never get behind that. I'm just like, that is such a trash ass way to treat him. Two things can be true, At the same time, Theo, you are 150% correct. But in the many decades of comic book reading I've done, I have found that writers either do one or two of those things. They either try to improve the character, or it's like, oh, this is my dream. Perfect example. Kevin Smith on Daredevil. Okay. Oh, Daredevil's my favorite character. Oh, I've loved Daredevil for years. Oh, Daredevil. Very questionable run. There's no doubt in anybody's mind Kevin Smith does indeed love Daredevil. But is Kevin Smith the cat who should have been writing Daredevil? I feel the female writer is going to be female writing by making T'Challa a beta male, like in the first movie on Nakia, while being, oh, oh, okay, sure. Back in the 80s, in the late 80s, a lady by the name of Ann Nocenti, look her up, ANNNOCENTI, wrote Daredevil. And she did a wonderful job of, in my opinion, she did a wonderful job of writing Daredevil. Okay. She introduced the Bengal. I don't know if y'all remember who the Bengal was, but martial arts sort of tiger costume based character. And he had a nice little story arc, and it was written very well. It was written very respectfully. She understood the assignment. So I'm not just going to discount her because of her estrogen. I believe that Eve has the potential to do a decent job on Black Panther. She's just an untested commodity. You know what I'm saying? Because Ironheart and Ms. Marvel are one thing, but you're dealing with T'Challa now, and it's going to be a whole lot of blowback if you don't do it right. Ridley set you up. You know what I'm saying? So it can either be a home run, a bunt, or a strikeout. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, unless she shows me something different, I'm expecting a bunt. Okay? You're going to get on base, but you didn't knock it out the park. T'Challa will be patrolling the galaxy for part of my run. I got to get off into the intergalactic empire. Folks would be mad because I would have Arakko and the intergalactic empire. Meh. I mean, I would do a story arc about the intergalactic empire. I wouldn't make it the story arc. That's just me. But yeah, it's way better than the level they're addressing the intergalactic empire of Wakanda right now. Because right now it's like, T'Challa got an empire? Why ain't he calling on them? Why ain't he interacting with them? Why ain't they helping? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I would definitely explore that galaxy and have some adventures there in that galaxy. It'd be a twist of pace. It'd be a change of pace. You know, something to keep folks engaged. Can you, Theo, can you imagine what would happen if Arakko and the intergalactic empire joined forces? I guarantee you, somebody would get the idea to make T'Challa and Storm villains. Because I remember there was during Reginald Hutland's run when they got married and they were on their honeymoon and they were on their tour. T'Challa had kind of said something to the effect of, what happens if people start fearing you and want to do this, that, and the other? And he's like, well, we would just have to take over the earth. Something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing, but would you make an accusation like that if you didn't have the cojones and the resources to do it? Back then, he didn't have a whole intergalactic empire. Y'all better quit messing with T'Challa and put some respect on his name before the United States becomes new Wakanda. Anyway, Bass will play a part in being T'Challa's spiritual guide. Okay, yeah. Adashura, you do realize that there are good female. What Ricardo said, there are very good female writers. Yeah. What's her name? Over at DC? Gail Simone. Gail Simone. She is not a comic book writer. She is an actual writer, but Nandi Okorafor, she did a couple stories on Black Panther. She did some other stories. She writes. She writes good. There are good female. Wow, why would you say something like that? There are a lot of good female writers out there. If I'm and why you're bullshitting the late great Octavia Butler. Anyway, oh, it wouldn't be the entire story, but it would be more than reference. Okay, yeah. Okay. There are good female writers. Good storytelling has no gender. Just pay attention to the character you're writing and respect who they are. Boom, my dude. U.S. government freaked out when they got married, even when they went to see the known villains of Marvel. Well, they went and seen Black Bolt. I wouldn't necessarily call Black Bolt a villain so much as I would an outcast. But speaking of which, real quick, I want to address one more time. I want to address Black Panther number 13. And I did a video on it the other day, and Mr. Smith gave me the idea. So I don't know if I thanked you in advance. There's your names, Ashura. There's your names. Leah Williams, Kelly Thompson, G. Willow Wilson, and Mariko Tamaki. Hook him up. Hook him up. Hook him up. Each one teach one out to this piece. Haven't read any of Eve Ewing's work? Machado. Here's some of Eve Ewing's work right here. Also, I have not read Ironheart, but I've read some of the Miss Marvel, and it's all right. I mean, given a brand spanking new character, I would think, and that's my only thing. If you got a brand spanking new character, you can take it in any direction you want it to go. Don't confine yourself to the status quo per se. And I feel like she was a female writer in a male writer's world when she was doing Ms. Marvel. So she didn't really get to shine like she should have. Miss Marvel is new because it hasn't been around 20 years. Anything older than 20 years is a classic. Stop being old, Prejudice. Stop it. That part. And according to Marvel, you got Miss Marvel, you got Thor. She's new. You got Miss Marvel, you got Captain America. She's new. You got Miss Marvel, you got Namor. She's new. You got Miss Marvel, you got Nova. Guess what? She's new, bro. In terms of everybody else in the MCU, she's new. Ironheart is new. They ain't been around 20 years. They're new. So, like I said, want to switch gears. like I said, I want to switch gears and talk about the Hypocritical Avengers. Okay? They, in Black Panther 13, expelled T'Challa from the Avengers. Is that not the pots collectively calling the kettle black? Captain America, you got room to talk? Hail Hydra. Iron Man, Captain Marvel, y'all got room to talk? Y'all got room to talk? And Thor, we don't even want to talk about Thor. Okay? From his from his sudden unworthiness to his berserker rage in Blood and Thunder, to confronting the U.S. military as King Thor, because I don't like the Earth no more. They some punk ass punks. Dude, how y'all gonna kick somebody out for some protocols? Hold on. Hydra Cap and the alcoholics want to kick T'Challa out. The nerve. No, Kamoyo kid. Hydra Cap and the alcoholics did kick T'Challa out. Okay. Do they hate Thor and T'Challa in the comics now? Well, you should know about how they feel about T'Challa currently. As far as Thor, Thor gets treated just a wee bit better than T'Challa does in the comics. Avengers are infamous for forgetting stuff a lot. A lot of their members did in the past, unless your name is Hank Pym. Boy, if you don't quit it. If you don't quit it. Rashado? Is that Rashado or Ricardo? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, because you sound like you're gonna be dropping jewels here, bud. Product placement. Rich. Gotcha. Say less. But this is the thing, man. That's a writer thing, is what it is. Again, not to keep not to keep bringing up Ridley, but it's a testament to how a lot of writers do not do research. They don't research stuff that has come before. And a lot of writers are like that. And they're just like, F Cannon, I'm getting ready to do this. And I'm not even going to reference it. So again, that's what I like about what Eve Ewing was doing in Monica Rambeau Photon. At least she was referencing previous events. It lets the reader know she understood the assignment. Okay, I'm trying to give you an all-encompassing view of the character. I cannot give you an all-encompassing view of the character if I'm looking through a lens at that mug. And that's exactly what we're going to see if that's the way the writer is looking at it. You looking at it through a toilet paper roll, we gonna see it through a toilet paper roll because you're envisioning it that way. Narrow. Hard to see, hard to understand. Why are they talking about Blue Marvel when he's only when he's only known villain is Anti-Man. He doesn't have a recurring comic run. No, he does not have a recurring comic run. But if people kick up enough dust, create enough buzz, you know what I'm saying? How long was T'Challa a superhero before he got his name on the cover of a comic book? And Jungle Action don't count because Jungle Action was already a comic book before there was a Black Panther. I'll tell you, 1976. 77, excuse me. 1977. No, it's 76. Jack Kirby runs 76. Yeah, 76. So 10 years. 10 years before T'Challa got his own comic book. Blue Marvel came out in 2006, 2007, somewhere around that time. And here we are, been 10 plus years, and Blue Marvel don't have a comic book yet. That's just how they do us. You got to wait for a title. Diabolical Nerd, what up, B? What up? What up? Good to see you in here. Nelson, what's up? What's up, fam? What's up? Thoughts on Mando season 3 trailer? We'll talk about Mando another time. These MCU writers must be using a template. I don't know, Grand Madam, but I know, like I said earlier, there's a difference between writing a character that you care about and writing a character that you're trying to improve. If I care about a character, I'm going to write it the way I want to write it. I'm going to create a world around that character because I want to see that character flourish and prosper. Shouldn't that be what you do if you're trying to improve a character? I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's the same thing. No, it's not. Because sometimes when people want to improve a character, they take things away. They retcon the mythos. They retcon the origin. If I like that character, I'm just adding things on. This, that, this. Somebody wants to improve it, looks at it and says, all that stuff Daryl did, we getting ready to deconstruct. We getting ready to take it down. We getting ready to take it apart. We getting ready to add something else in there, but we're going to take out this, and this. You see what I'm saying? So there's improvement. And there's, I just really like this guy and I want to see him shine. A lot of Marvel writers, they want to improve. Okay. Star Wars is dead. It starts at the top. If the writers are told they don't have to respect canon, then anything goes. Yeah, and that's a huge part of it too. Editors. What does the editor want? What does the editor-in-chief want? I like that. Go back and write me a whole nother thing. This time I want T'Challa beat up. Go ahead, write me a whole nother thing. This time I want Shuri dead. So somebody who cares about the character has to find a way around that. Griot. Because if we're really being honest, Shuri was a plot device. Just like T'Chaka. Something to move the story along. Not necessarily create, build, improve, blah, 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 so on and so forth. That's why the character of Shuri seems two-dimensional. At times, I won't say period, but at times, she seems very two-dimensional. Okay. She wasn't her own person until after she became gray-eyed. In my opinion, it just seemed like all she was as a Black Panther, all she was doing was chasing shadows and trying to live up to other people's standards. Editors for real don't be doing anything anymore. I refuse to believe that John Ridley run was 100% John Ridley's idea. Bruh, you won Oscars. You did Undercover Brother. This is how you come into comic land? Tremendous fail. Tremendous fail. Was T'Challa better under Joe Quesada as editor? Hell yeah. Joe Quesada wasn't the greatest editor or editor-in-chief, but he sure gave Christopher Priest latitude with T'Challa. Didn't say a whole lot about what was going on, and I'd be shocked if a lot of them ideas that came out of the Christopher Priest run had anything to do with Joe Quesada. Because, see, here's what a lot of people don't know. Back in the day, your man Christopher Priest used to write a comic book over at a rival company called Quantum and Woody. Two superheroes, energy-based powers, quantum-based powers. And if they got too far away from each other, they would explode. Okay. One, full mask, full costume, couldn't see his body. Other one, white guy, idiotic, foppish, and sidekick-like. At one point in the comic book, Quantum takes off his mask and he's a brother. Them the kind of people you want writing for you. He covered the brother up and made everybody start liking him, loving him, caring about him, wondering, oh, what's up with Quantum? What's up with Quantum? What's up with Quantum? Boom! He's a Negro! What? Those are the kind of writers you want to mess with. Those are the kind of writers you want on your book, because I'm finna put a twist in this mug that don't nobody see coming. That's why the Black Panther run was seminal, because Christopher Priest knows how to write a fucking comic book. Okay, he's not making these cookie cutter characters and these weak ass villains that go out after one or two issues. Man, I was just talking about this with Ray Smith the other day. The Nuff Said issue, for those of us that don't know what Nuff Said means, Marvel had some comics back in the 2000s. They were called Nuff Said issues, and all it was illustration, and they told an entire story using nothing but the pictures. And there was an issue of Black Panther where he was fighting a possessed Iron Fist. I love me some T'Challa. I do. But Danny was giving him the business in that book. Danny was giving. And to me, rather than saying Iron Fist kicked Black Panther's ass, I thought more like it takes an upper tier character fighter to show the hand skills that T'Challa's got. Okay, if I can hang with Iron Fist, then that mean I ain't no punk, because Iron Fist is like what, top 5 fighter, right? I mean, am I giving him more credit than he deserves? Iron Fist is a top 5 fighter in the MCU, hand to hand. Yeah, yes, and it took Iron Fist employing the Iron Fist with both fists to slow down T'Challa. Okay. And just like I said before, the better fighter is not the person who gets knocked. That doesn't get knocked down. You're in a fight, and you're in a fight with a formidable opponent. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to get hit. But getting hit and getting knocked down is not getting knocked out. Oh, Captain America was beating the daylights out of T'Challa. No, he wasn't. T'Challa wasn't even fighting him. So if I just lay there and let you punch me in the face, yeah, you punch me in the face. That doesn't necessarily mean I can't get up and kick your ass the next day. It just means I didn't feel like punching you that day. Of course, I'm not going to just lay there and let somebody hit me in the face either. So that is what it is. You know what I mean? Where would see y'all done made me jump all off on a tangent. Sam J, what up? Kamoyo Kid agrees. Sure, he is a plot device. The spirit of the characters being erased in the comics, and after making 1.3 billion at the box office, it's almost as if Boseman fell out with Marvel behind the scenes before his death. Yeah, I don't think I heard you spoke about my comments with Theo. I don't think I heard you spoke about my comments with Theo. Spoke about your comments with Theo. Quantify. Quantum seems like Cloak and Dagger ripoff. I would not necessarily say they are a ripoff of Cloak and Dagger. They ain't teenagers. They ain't the only superheroes whose powers are affected by proximity. That's not exclusively a Cloak and Dagger thing. Okay, you got, was T'Challa better under Joe Quesada? I answered that. Also, coincidence with Coogler on run for BP1 to be British. That's I don't dude, slow down. Kamala 10 years old? Which one? Quantify the comment. You said my comment up top. You got 87 comments in the chat, man. Quantify. Which comment? I feel the movie Killing of T'Challa affects the popularity of the comic. Yes, it does, Nelson, and it has been affecting it for a while now. Quantum and Woody was the first Valiant comic I read after attempting and failing to get into Valiant comics. Valiant was one of those ones I kind of messed with, but I didn't really mess with. What was it? The Image Valiant crossover, Deathmatch, I believe it was called. I got into it after that. Still enjoyed it. Yeah, me too. Cloak and Dagger aren't on Quantum and Woody's level. Nowhere near it. Okay, let me say this. I may or may not read every comment. I have not read every single comment in this chat. Be nice. Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about. What I like to call obscure or rarely used Black characters as far as Black representation goes. Okay, because cinematically, why does every superhero movie, or at least the ones in the MCU, have to have overreaching cosmic consequences? Why does everything have to be about Icon is DC / Milestone Assurer. Anyway, why is it that every single story, it's got to be about, oh, if we don't do this, the universe is going to blow up, or oh, if we don't do this, oh, the earth is going to blow up, oh, if we don't do this, we're going to be this villain's bitch forever. You know, why is every story like that when you got street level villains? You got villains in between street level and cosmic that you could be using, that you are not using. And it's like, do you want to go from watching cosmic consequences, then bank robbers, superpowered bank robbers, Kingpin henchmen, Dr. Doom henchmen, teams of superpowered villains like there are teams of superpowered heroes. And don't say Thunderbolts, because that shit's not the Thunderbolts. I don't care that they added Songbird to the movie. That's not my Thunderbolts. And if you rock with the Thunderbolts, that's not your Thunderbolts either. Why is that so hard for Marvel to understand that you could have made a Masters of Evil movie, the Avengers versus the Masters of Evil? You already had Zemo. Why is he going to the Thunderbolts? Why don't Zemo is slick enough to make his own team of crusty evil villains? He's already been to Madripoor, as we've seen. Aren't there crusty evil characters in Madripoor? What's the problem? But that's a whole demographic of movies that ain't gonna get made because everybody's got these far-reaching cosmic hopes for everything. Everything doesn't have to be about cosmic consequences. Why do we do that? Maybe they think people don't like street level stories from the earth. Show of hands in this chat. How many people don't like street level stories about superheroes based on Earth? Regular old Earth characters, not Guardians, not Thanos, not, you know what I'm saying? A character that would just be fine having an evil organization and being able to get what they want whenever they want it. Like Baron Strucker in Age of Ultron. Wasted opportunity. Baron Strucker is like the most vicious Hydra leader there ever was, but we reduced him to getting smacked in the face and then killed in a cell. Nope, no Baron Strucker. You ain't gonna get no Baron Strucker. Sorry. AIM. Look what they did with the advanced idea mechanics. I mean, I maybe would not have wanted to see them damn beehive hats that AIM wear in the comics, but I would have liked to see an actual for real version of AIM as a subversive criminal organization. And since we all about race and we having racial things going on, the Sons of the Serpent. The Sons of the Serpent was the first hate group I ever seen in a comic book, way back in like Avengers number what, 32, 33, something like that. And then they came back again a couple years later and impersonated the Black Panther. Come on, man. It's plots that can be plots without it having to be the universe getting blown up. But see, now you may not be able to come back to that because everything you done did was cosmic. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think it's weird how Tyrone's only storyline in Savage Avengers is him simping over Tandy for the 100th time. Hot take. Moses Magnum, the Prowler, Nightshade, Brother Voodoo, So many characters not being used. Speaking of Moses Magnum, Kamoyo Kid, that is the perfect segue, sir. That was a character that I was going to speak. Well, I am going to speak on because I'm getting ready to speak on it because Kamoyo Kid brought it up. Perfect. Not too powerful, not too weak. Brand name characters? He's taking on brand name characters. Moses Magnum has fought the likes of Spider-Man, the Punisher, Luke Cage, the Avengers, the X-Men, Deathlock. Would Moses Magnum not be a formidable villain for any group of superheroes or single superhero? His powers are seismic in nature. That means him and Quake could end up, you know what I'm saying, having some issues, but his powers are a little bit different than Quake's. So, I mean, somebody like that. He's not too weak, he's not too powerful, but he's a handful for anybody who runs up against him. Why can't we have those kinds of villains? Why do everybody have to be a Thanos or Ultron? You know what I'm saying? That's cool, but don't you want to save that for later on down the line? I would think, you'd want all your super powerful cosmic level characters to come along later after you done built your universe a little more. But hope to get the rest of the Thunderbolts. Frank, Ben, Poindexter, Justin, Zemo, Abomination. Give me that original team of Thunderbolts that Zemo put together when he was Citizen V. Okay? Beetle, Fixer, Screaming Mimi, Goliath, Moonstone. But they became who? Atlas, Mach 1, Songbird. Come on, that lineup. Let us see that lineup first. You know what I'm saying? You started the Avengers franchise off with 3 of the original 5 Avengers. Other than Zemo, what original Thunderbolt is in that lineup? Oh, Songbird. Okay. Hoping to get on the rest of the Fawcett owning Captain Marvel. You may want to Google that, Assure. Fawcett does not currently own the rights to the name Captain Marvel. The only reason Marvel keeps producing a comic book called Captain Marvel is so they don't lose the rights to the name Captain Marvel. Because Marvel don't represent me anymore. They got these non-binary BS writers. They whack. Careful, might be some non-binary people in the chat. What else we got? Rich said that Nelson Guard, majority of Marvel's writers aren't non-binary though. Anyway, at Lewisberry from Assura, after what they do to Abomination and She-Hulk, they changed his personality to a joke. Okay. Street level stories are often better than the spacecraft. The MCU and Disney likes their special effects and bright colors too much. I heard Serpent Society is coming. But is the Serpent Society going to be the main villains? Or are they going to be reduced to henchmen? And are they going to be a joke ass version of their former selves, like, dare I say it, the Wrecking Crew on She-Hulk? That right there told me Jessica Gal don't give a shit about what's going on in She-Hulk. If you wrote that, put that in there and said, that'll fly. No. My Thunderbolts movie would be like The Boys in tone. I meant Fawcett used to own Captain Marvel. Okay. Yeah, they used to. Second favorite Marvel character right now is mostly a street level hero, but she had some space or world ending adventures. Yeah, Rich. I'm not saying don't have space or world ending adventures, but at the same time, superheroes do more than go on world ending adventures or in outer space. There are adventures under the earth, there are adventures in the ocean, there are adventures in the hood. But we don't see none of those adventures because we too busy going out in space, or because we too busy trying to blow the earth up or destroy the earth or send the earth back into the freaking ice age or some shit like that. So it's like nobody's paying attention to street level heroes because nobody is making engaging stories into movies based on street level heroes. There was a story that ran through Spider-Man. I think Mark Bagley did it, and it was called Round Robin, the Sidekick's Revenge. And that story consisted of a team up between Spider-Man, the Punisher, Nova, Night Thrasher, and Moon Knight. Moon Knight had a sidekick that got turned into a villain, and they were fighting tons of henchmen, and they were fighting him, and there were some other villains involved in it too. So it was a street level story that was really engaging. The Punisher was getting kidnapped, and they had to go rescue the Punisher, and it was all kind of stuff going. It was a good ass story, and I ain't no huge Spider-Man reader, but I bought that whole series because it was very. It had, number one, had characters in it I like. Nova is not necessarily just a street level hero, but this was before he got like super. It was before Annihilation, so he wasn't really like super OP. He was still New Warriors Nova. I am surprised MCU really added She-Hulk on the list of new Avengers. Is she breaking the fourth wall too? That's going to be weird, and MCU has ruined her. She-Hulk was breaking the fourth wall before Deadpool. I don't think She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall leads into anything. I really don't, because it's the way, I don't know. If she can break the fourth wall, then everybody else should be able to break the fourth wall. I'd love to see Shang-Chi break the fourth wall. No reason, just a request. You know, if we're going to have people breaking the fourth wall. And maybe have his, unattractive sidekick / girlfriend ask him who he's talking to. Rich said it feels this way because Marvel keeps doing these big events and it creates this feeling of the Marvel universe never feeling like there is downtime. Punisher being kidnapped. I don't believe he could be blindsided. The Punisher very much could be blindsided by someone with superhuman abilities. Tell Rich that Cyclops is an A-list character. He is not A-list right now. B-list at best, but 2022 has been his best year in a while. Okay. But like I was saying, about the characters, like, and the guy, I believe the character they were fighting, his name was Midnight's Fire. That's different. That's different. He was cyborg, cybernetic implants and that kind of thing, and it was a good story. I feel like you could also do a story about a character named Equinox, who I did a video on about a week ago. Don't nobody even know that's a black character because he's covered in fire and ice and mutated. When he's got ice on his body, he can generate fire. When his body's on fire, he can generate ice. Backwards, but hey, he's called the thermodynamic man. So I'm not going to argue with it. And he's a bad guy. While fire and ice is not a world-ending power, it's definitely a power cool enough to get you into a jewelry store. It's definitely a power cool enough to get you into a bank. It's definitely a power where if you went up against the Human Torch and Iceman, you wouldn't have too hard of a time. That kind of a thing. And just like Kamoyo Kid said, fire and ice, there's your special effects. There's your pretty lights. We crossed that T. So, I mean, and it ain't even got to be Marvel. It could be DC. It could be Image. I'd love to see a movie with valiant characters in it. I'd love to see a Ninjak movie. And before anybody says anything, yes, I have seen Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe. Nice movie. Very nice movie. But we need to get a budget behind the Valiant Universe. They have some very interesting characters over there, just like with Image and Milestone. All these superheroes sitting around and ain't nobody using them. And we complaining about it ain't enough black representation. No, ain't nobody condescending to represent black. That's why you ain't got no black representation. See all them characters back there? They could all be in movies. Every single last one of them could be in a live action movie. What's stopping them? Not necessarily in a movie together, but they could all be in movies. They could all be leads in their own movies. Why aren't they? Don't nobody want to develop the characters. Don't nobody know how to write black characters. Yeah. Do you think fourth wall breaking? This is sure. Do you think fourth wall breaking with She-Hulk is radiation brain sickness? Wow, that's a reach. I think they talked about once where it could explain the fourth wall thing. Sure. Why not? Chillmonger. Midnight's Fire is apparently from New Warriors. I just know him as Ironheart's main villain. Then maybe it wasn't Midnight Fire. I know it was a kid that used to be Moon Knight's sidekick. I'll have to look it up. I know somebody in here knows because I know they've read Round Robin, the Sidekick's Revenge story that ran through Spider-Man back in like the early 90s. Was Equinox naked all this time since he took out his suit and never got it back? It's just like I told you in the comments to that video, is sure the fire and ice cover up his willy. That's all I got for you. I heard Invincible is on tonight. I heard that on Planet Fanatics. Back, Theo, I didn't know he was gone. Ashura, I don't know. I'll check. When I'll check, and if it is, I will definitely be doing a video. Doorman from the GLA is another one of those black characters that nobody realizes is black due to his body being fully covered in most of his appearances. Yeah. Give me an application for Doorman that isn't utilitarian. I mean, can Doorman escape the stigma of the Great Lake Avengers with the likes of such fantastic characters as Flatman, Dinosaur, Big Bertha, Mr. Immortal? Mr. Immortal was on She-Hulk. He the one that was killing himself and leaving his wives. I can't say that isn't a good strategy. But then he got sued. So that sucks. Give us our representation. Give us what we want. Got to give the people. Remember that song by the OJs? Give the people what they want. Which segues me perfectly into my next topic. The MCU alienating its core fan base. All right. That's why everybody in this chat, or I would say like 99% of the people in this chat, don't fool with the MCU anymore because they ain't making stories that vibe with the fan base that got them where they are. Casuals wasn't out there making that 1.3 billion that the Black Panther made. That wasn't casuals. That was us. The casuals was looking at us and going, ooh, they flocking to this movie. Let's see what it's about. But as soon as they became a superpower in the superhero game, they said, F us. We gonna make what we want to make. We gonna make the movies that we think are super dope. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna make Eternals. Who asked for an Eternals movie? I didn't. And if you were going to give me an Eternals movie, should have gave me a good one. Ouch. Ouch. That's all I have to say about the alienation. It's like being in a relationship with somebody who don't have your best interest in mind. It's like all these years we was together, we was doing this, we was doing that, we was making this happen, we was making that happen, we was being these people, we was being that people, we were doing everything, banging it out. Then all of a sudden, you just like, I ain't grooving with you no more. I ain't grooving with you no more. That's what Marvel did. It's just like, F y'all. We ain't rocking with y'all no more. Deuces. We got a couple billion fans over here, so bye-bye. You helped us get where we needed to get, but we will pay you no more fan service. What project that you really wanted to see came out? Project I wanted to see was Black Panther. But the MCU, again, the MCU have been around 10 years before we got a Black Panther movie. I read in an article the other day said Black Panther was a C-lister. That hurts. But it's also an opinion. Doorman is the angel of death and is potentially the strongest of the GLA, but sadly his full potential may never be realized due to the GLA being seen as nothing more than jokes. My point, Rich. Until we put some respect on the Great Lakes Avengers, yeah, you probably ain't gonna see that happen at all. Doorman is Spawn, but nobody knows it. Or sort of like, kind of like Spawn. I don't know. Anyway, y'all, I got one more topic I want to talk about because we hit the Hypocritical Avengers, we hit the Rambeau Photon, Moses, Magnum, and Equinox, MCU Alienation. All right. Coincidence with Coogler OG run for BP1 to be British. No, I do not think that's a coincidence, sure. Chill, did I ever give thoughts on Eve Ewing Black Panther? Yes, I did. And I will recap if you need to. Ms. Marvel, Ironheart. Okay. Other than Monica Rambeau Photon, that's Eve Ewing comic universe. If Eve Ewing does on Black Panther what she's currently doing on Photon, be good to go. Respect the canon. You know what I'm saying? Respect the character. She'll do a great job. She'll do a fantastic job. I have no qualms. Last topic I want to talk about before we wrap tonight, y'all. It's kind of a touchy one. I've been going back and forth with this. I discussed the MCU project I want will happen, but probably not in the way I want. Y'all catching up. We that far behind? Okay. I tried to give the okay, I guess not. Anyway, it's a particular topic that I've been talking about, that I talked about on radio just this past Wednesday. And I have been discussing it amongst my peers. And just kind of wanted to give my thoughts about it. And I want to see how y'all feel about it, because I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. Former Tennessee police officer Maegan Hall former Tennessee police officer Maegan Hall. Are we up on that one? I guess we are up on it. That's good. Okay, hey, what you call me? Tramp. Salt and pepper reference. I get that reference. Chillmonger said to erect and serve. Okay. Oh, let me reel it in. Let me reel it in. Okay. To erect. I'm going to remember that one. Okay. She gave so much to so many. Yes, she did. Okay. I had to talk, like I said, I had to talk about it on the radio Wednesday. So I did a little bit of research. Okay. This is this is what I need y'all to remember. She's in her 20s. She's in her 20s. What that got to do with anything, D? A whole hell of a lot. Okay. When you're in your 20s, that's when you do a lot of exploring and discovering about yourself and other people. Okay? You're not supposed to do it at the expense of Tennessee citizens' tax dollars. But I understand, because believe it or not, yes, they were the ones exploring. I know, Mr. Smith. But okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. And I'm gonna bring out an unpopular opinion. Okay. How many police officers do you think are doing that? I can tell you right now, There's a police officer right now in Anchorage, Alaska, incarcerated right now because of some stuff like that. Okay. My issue is not with the fact that you're boning your fellow officers, sometimes 3 at a time. That's not my issue. Okay. I've seen the child. I looked at her. I've seen what she looks like. I understand why. She's got a husband by the name of Jedediah, who is the son of a pastor. I understand. The issue I have, she got fired for a couple of reasons. And the one reason she got fired for that I 150,000% agree with, behavior unbecoming of a police officer. I don't care who you broke off. I don't care how many people you broke off. I don't care how many. That, Maegan Hall, is what I got a problem with. Unbecoming. Stop it, y'all. I'm trying to be serious. Unbecoming. Okay, yeah. I imagine that she would be coming, but police. Even though up in the comments it says erect and serve, you're supposed to protect and serve. What was you protecting when you was doing what you was doing, Maegan? We know what you was serving, but what were you protecting? That's the part that is just what. Wherever y'all live, let's pick Ohio. You pay taxes in Ohio. And it's a well-known fact that a lot of taxes go to help with the police, right? Or is that just like a fairy tale? It's not, we don't pay their salaries, or because so I can stop feeling, like I'm being shorted out of cash because the police is doing it. It's not who you do, it's how you do it, youngins. Thank you, Grand Madam. Thank you. I could have said it better, but that makes more sense. And you married. And you married. Maegan Hall is a married woman and still is a married woman because Jedediah said he wants to work it out as opposed to somebody else working it out. Stop it. Stop looking for jokes, darn you people. First of all, that's a great man that is willing to forgive his wife being ran through and stay with her. I mean, I don't want to clown or nothing, but I mean, Mr. Ray Smith's in here and he'll tell you, a lot of people have a very, 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 very hard time with forgiveness. I can forgive you if you steal from me. I can forgive you if you lie to me. I can even forgive you if you punch me in my face. But if you and 3 of your friends run through my wife and she lets you, I can forgive that, but I ain't gonna stay with her. Forgiveness is not about that. You see what I'm saying? You can forgive and stay, or you can forgive. I forgive you, but I'm still leaving you. I can forgive you, but if you choose to stay on the force, that's on you. I can't tell you what you ain't gonna do, or no telling what you're gonna do, rather. So that being as it is, what was you thinking, Megan? What was you thinking? I'm bored. I want to learn some things, and Jedediah isn't teaching it to me. Well, she went down, so they all went down too. See, y'all. Stop. Jedediah ain't no quitter, I guess. And that's the thing. Just what Mr. Smith said. Trust. On the average, how long does it take somebody to earn your trust back after they've lost it? In some cases, that trust is broken and it can never be repaired, especially when it comes to shit like infidelity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are just like, game over, man. I ain't I ain't about to fool with you no more. But there are rare people in the world, like Jedediah, who can forgive. They may not forget, but they can forgive and they can move forward. But here's the thing. Every time you see a black police officer, what's going to go through your head? You know what I'm saying? What's going to go through your head if you're Jedediah Hall and you see a black police officer? What's the first thing going through your head? What happens if you see one of those police officers? Because Laverne County, Tennessee don't sound like a large place. And it sounds like somebody you see once, you might see twice and 3 times. Do you forgive them cats too? That is a slippery slope. The last thing a man wants to think about is his lady being unfaithful. Ain't that the truth? That is just scary. You know what I'm saying? Crimes of passion. Crimes of passion. That's all I can say about that. That yeah, I know a lot of people that done got deaded over some shit like that. For real, for real. Graham Adams said, I've never been able to trust someone I've deemed untrustworthy. Okay. So, Graham Adam, you from the once you F it up camp, I'm done with you. Dre Mac, what's up? What's up? What's up, man? What's up? Okay. Catching Michelle for the first time. Welcome. You came on the tail end, but but better late than never, bro. We talking about Maegan Hall. So yeah. Feel free to chime in. As you can see, everyone else has been. Yeah, kid. That's what I'm saying. Any brother that speaks to her in public is going, yeah. Jed gonna get triggered every time he see a brother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, You at work freezing to death. I'm sorry, bro. Put on a jacket. um, I mm, ah, mm. Tell you a quick story. Then I'm gonna wrap. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a guy that got drunk and met somebody, and it wasn't somebody they were supposed to be meeting, and he did things. Can you imagine doing things drunk and then later on waking up and saying, I shouldn't have did that? Question: would you come clean with your spouse at home, or would you be like, I'm taking that to the grave with me? Most guys aren't willing to come clean. Most guys would take that secret to the grave with them. No guilt at all. None. Someone who can do something like that and not have guilt about it, that's somebody you probably shouldn't be in a relationship with. Because that's somebody who got the potential to be a damn serial killer. Remorseless. So, yeah, not a good look. He said he looked like he enjoying the snow. Yeah, man. We do it like this every week, bro. I don't know what coast you on, Dre, but we start at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. If you ain't doing nothing and you got the time, come on through. Share a little bit of time with us. This is what we do. This is what I do. My man Theo be there. He does a live on Wednesdays. Okay, you in the Midwest. Okay. Kansas City in the building. He might not even be from Kansas City. I just assumed that. Anyway. My man Theo, what time do you do your live, Theo? Is it 2:30? Oh. Oh. Yup. 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 Okay. Yeah, my man, yes, that is a psychopath. Yeah. 7:30 Eastern. That's Theo on Wednesday. Check him out. Chiefs Kingdom. Yes, sir. In the building. Coming for that ass, Jaguars. Get ready. Or rather, they're coming to get some. Right. Did Ludacris say 816? Oh, that's right. You're in Canada. I'm pretty sure he did say 816. He got hoes in all area codes. Quick trivia question. You just made me think about without Googling, how many hooks has Nate Dogg sang in songs? What's up with that? Oh, what's up, Walter? What's going on? Better late than never, bro. I was just getting ready. Walter, bruh, I start at 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to catch the full show, that's all I'm saying. Chillmonger said, no, I have to Google that one. Hey, Theo, love your channel and your passion for Black Panther. Dre Max said, answer is a lot. Because I was sitting there and I was thinking about it the other day. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I got hoes. Girl, you either love me now when I was down and out. Would you still have love for me, girl? You know what I'm saying? That man, he has sung a lot of hooks. I am going to research that tonight. Okay. But that being said, I appreciate everybody. Jeez. I'm sorry. That was a reflexive thing. When I see the arrowhead, man, I just get excited. See, I'm looking at it now. Rah! I'm looking at it now. Rah! I'm sorry. Let me calm down. Okay. Product placement. All right, y'all. I'm a quick clowning around. I hope your guys' teams are in the playoffs this weekend too. About to get out of here, y'all. Been on here hour 40. I try to keep it to an hour 30. Y'all went over a little bit. Well, I went over a little bit. Y'all didn't go over a little bit. But you know what? Next week, I would like to do a live with Mr. Theo B. He's a Georgia Bulldog fan. Die hard. And I can respect that. Especially since his NFL team is the Steelers. I'm sorry. I don't do that a lot. I really don't do that a lot. Because if the Chiefs lose this weekend to the Jaguars, I know everybody gonna be giving me the business. But anyway, yeah, next week, I'm gonna get at you. I'm gonna get at you on Thursday, and we're gonna do the live. Yeah, go ahead if you want to advertise it up, man. You can advertise it up. But I'm gonna get out of here, y'all, because I got food to eat and things to do and people to see. And I'm very happy that my wife is not Maegan Hall. I will be coming at y'all next week with another live and videos during the week. And until I do, y'all be good. Y'all be good to each other. What you say, Kamoyo Kid? What you say? As a Steelers fan, we watching you. Oh, we gonna rep for that AFC one way or another. Peace, y'all. Holla.